Did you f up your equipment? I sure hope you had insurance. Hey guys, Zach here from Kubota of Lynchburg, and today I want to go over the Kubota KTAC, KTAC insurance and what you need from it, what it costs, what it covers, why you should have it. So this is the Kubota Tractor Acceptance Corporation. It's basically, on the back end, it's run by Ohio Indemnity, which is the insurance company, and it's the insurance that Kubota offers when you're buying a piece of equipment. So if you buy a Kubota piece of equipment and you finance it through Kubota, you're required to have insurance on it. And there's a couple stipulations it's required to have. It needs to be on and off the property, in transit, covered to full, blah, blah, blah. You're required to have this insurance on it. Now, you could put your insurance from a homeowner's policy or a business policy, or even write a separate policy for your insurance on your equipment. But then you get into all sorts of other issues where, all right, what's your deductible? Is it going to affect your other premiums? All right, if you put it on your homeowner's policy and you do have to make a claim on it, what are your rates going to go up over the next couple of years? So, those aren't the ideal options. Now, it might be a little bit cheaper up front, but if you have a claim, and when you have a claim, hopefully you never have one, but it does happen, it's going to be a lot cheaper using the Kubota provided KTAC insurance. So long story short, what it is a full coverage insurance. And what I mean by that is it covers almost anything you can think of. There's actually a list on their homepage of what it doesn't cover, which includes some of the funny ones like war, nuclear attack, acts of God, terrorism, some of those kind of out-of-the-box things. So they have a fun list of things they don't cover. Some of the realistic ones they don't cover is just general maintenance. So you can't say, hey, I'm going to go to get my tractor serviced and maybe your insurance will cover it. Not feasible there. But what it does cover is going to be the big things. So you have theft. If your tractor gets stolen, I just ran into this a month and a half, 2 months ago. Guy got his tractor stolen. The guy who stole it was drunk, hot-wired it, tried to drive it home, ran it through his fence, $9,000 in damage. His KTAC covered it. It covers theft. It covers fire, flood, hurricane, hail damage if you have like an RTV sitting outside, all the natural disasters. The number one thing that it covers is going to be accident or operator error, a learning experience. So you screw up your piece of equipment, it was an oops, it was an accident. I'm sure you didn't do it on purpose, but if you flipped it down a hill like this giant M62 tractor loader backhoe here, and it ran into a tree and did a ton of damage, this KTAC insurance will cover it. It's a $250 deductible. That's it. Your average insurance deductible is usually about $1,000. You might get lucky, have a nicer policy for $500, but $250, unlimited amount of claims. So we've seen it multiple times where a customer will pick up a stump with his front bucket, it drops it on the hood, all right, we fix it. And then a couple months later, he was using his bush hog, which he had on his financing agreement, and he backed that bush hog into a tree and damaged it all up. $250 again, and they fix it because that bush hog was itemized on his finance. And it's very easy. You either go online or make one phone call to the people down in Georgia, and they're going to get you started, and then they deal with the Kubota dealership. If you don't have a way to get it picked up and brought to the dealership, they cover that too. So there's really no downside to it. The initial downside is people look at the numbers, the payments. So, I wanted to put it out there, the price on it. So for every $1,000 that you finance on the smaller stuff, so the compact tractors, the zero turns, the RTVs, on that smaller stuff, for every $1,000 you finance, you're paying $1.30 of insurance. So if you're financing $10,000 lawnmower, you're going to be paying $13 a month roughly for your insurance, which isn't bad. That's $150 a year. That's easy. One time you screw up with that mower in the 4 years you're financing it, you've covered it. On the bigger stuff, construction grade, you're $2 per every $1,000 finance. That's for the construction, the hay, the big farm tractors and everything like that. So let's say that because this is probably about $80,000 right now. All right, yeah, you might have to pay $160 a month. But can you imagine what this repair bill is going to be? This customer is only paying $250 to get this fixed. Leah's going to come up and show a little bit more. Flipped it, rolled it down a hill, steering column, steering cylinder, all the electronics. It needs a brand new wire harness, the whole roll bar system, the whole canopy, tires, backhoes bent. I mean, I think, I don't know, I'm not in service, but I think we're somewhere in the $20,000 to $30,000 repair bill range. You didn't have insurance on it, you'd be out of pocket for a lot of money. This guy, he's paying $250. and he's basically going to end up with almost a brand new tractor. Now, they will total it if needed, but this one's not quite totaling because it actually runs and drives and moves. The engine's not damaged, which is nice, and neither is the transmission. But again, if you have that claim, it is well worth it to have the Kubota insurance. Do your internet research. All you guys watching the YouTube videos and Facebook videos and stuff, you'll probably already doing your internet research. Everybody loves the KTAC insurance. The #1 insurance out there. It's the best. I sound like a sales guy for it. Manage a large dealership here, you know, and I see tons of these claims every year. And the first thing when somebody calls me and says, Zach, I screwed up that tractor you sold me, I ran that lawnmower into a pond, that RTV rolled down a hill into a tree, the first thing I go and look at is if they have KTAC insurance. Because if so, whew, no sweat for me, no sweat for the customer, we're good. If they don't, it's going to be expensive. So look into the KTAC insurance if you're buying a new piece of equipment. I highly recommend going for it. It makes everybody's lives easier. Ideally, you'll never have a claim. Hopefully, you'll never damage your piece of equipment. But when you do, if you have KTAC, you're good to go. So feel free to leave me a question if you have anything on more details, or take a look at their website. They've got a lot of information there. But take a look at that KTAC insurance. It's worth its weight in gold.